What if I told you that within just 1 week, something as simple as an oil already sitting in your kitchen could breathe new life into a part of your body most women over 60 secretly worry about but rarely speak of? Let's be real, ladies. I'm talking about the changes that happen down there after menopause. And no, I'm not here to push hormone creams, sticky gels, or uncomfortable medical procedures. This is about restoring what time, stress, and silence have slowly taken. Your natural moisture, your sensitivity, and your confidence as a woman. I'm Dr. Carmel J. Johnson, and for over 3 decades, I've worked with thousands of women in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, helping them rediscover a comfort and vitality they thought was gone forever. What I'm about to share isn't hype. It's rooted in real clinical knowledge and lived experience. And yet, it's something very few doctors ever talk about. Here's the surprising truth. One of the most effective solutions for aging intimate tissue doesn't come from a pharmacy. It comes from nature. Used correctly, it can reawaken circulation, revive nerve response, and restore suppleness, making your most private area feel warm, responsive, and alive again. This isn't complicated. One small daily habit could transform how you feel about your body, starting today. And in just a moment, I'll tell you exactly which oil to use, the right way to apply it, the changes you can expect day by day, and 3 simple ways to amplify its benefits. If you've been feeling a little less like yourself lately, stay with me. What you're about to learn may change everything. Before we dive in, make sure you hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a women's health tip designed just for us. And if this message already resonates with you, drop a 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0, and tell me how I can better support your journey. Why so many women over 60 struggle silently. I see it every week. Women sit in my office, strong, wise, resilient women, carrying a quiet frustration. They don't feel like themselves anymore. Not in their bodies, not in their intimacy, not in their spirit. They may not say the words out loud, but it shows in their voice, their shoulders, the way they avoid eye contact. The spark feels dimmed. Their body doesn't respond the way it once did, and many believe that's just the price of aging. But here's the truth. It's not a curse of age, it's biology. As we get older, the blood vessels that once delivered oxygen-rich blood to the vulva, clitoris, and vaginal walls gradually narrow. Estrogen, the hormone that once kept these tissues plump, moist, and elastic, begins to fade. Without that steady flow and hormonal cushion, sensitivity dulls, moisture dries up, and intimacy can become painful. Even more quietly, the nerve endings themselves become less responsive. Touch that once sent signals racing now struggles to register. And with less circulation and nerve activity, the brain slowly disconnects from that part of the body. It no longer feels like yours. That disconnection is devastating. Not just in the bedroom, but in your confidence, your reflection, your marriage, and your mindset. I'll share something personal. My own mother, a vibrant teacher who lived life with joy, once whispered to me, "Honey, it feels like a part of me went to sleep and never woke up, like I'm drying from the inside out." That stayed with me, not because it was hopeless, but because I knew it wasn't permanent. She didn't need a miracle. She needed circulation, stimulation, and restoration. And when she got it, her spirit came back just as much as her body did. This decline isn't about being too old. It's about giving your body the right signal to respond again. And that signal doesn't have to come from a prescription. Sometimes it comes from something far simpler and far more powerful than most women realize. The forgotten oil that revives feminine tissue. I'll never forget Lillian, one of my longtime patients. She was 72, a retired nurse, always graceful, never one complain. But one day, she looked me straight in the eye and said, "Dr. Carmel, I don't feel like a woman anymore." Not because she'd lost her worth. Far from it. But because she'd lost a connection to her body. When I told her there was a natural oil that could restore sensation, moisture, and even confidence, without hormones, she gave me that skeptical nurse look. "Oil? You mean something I just apply myself?" Exactly. But not just any oil. A very specific one. I handed her Rosemary essential oil, diluted in almond oil. And what unfolded over the next week was remarkable. You probably think of rosemary as just a kitchen herb, but for centuries across the Mediterranean, it's been treasured for improving circulation, easing inflammation, and healing tissue. Modern science now confirms what ancient wisdom already knew. Rosemary contains compounds that relax blood vessels, increase oxygen flow, and support nerve activity. When applied to the external genital area, the labia and clitoral hood, it gently wakes up circulation and nerve endings, not with burning or discomfort, but with a warm, alive sensation. Lillian described it perfectly. It felt like a soft humming under my skin, not painful, just alive again. And she wasn't imagining it. The oil was rekindling blood flow and nerve response. But beyond biology, this little ritual gave her something priceless: ownership. She wasn't passively waiting for a prescription. She was actively reconnecting with her body, showing herself attention and respect. That daily act became more than a routine. It became a turning point. Now that you know the oil, the next step is learning the exact method, because how you apply it makes all the difference. Even the smallest mistakes, in timing, technique, or where you apply, can mean the difference between getting only a little improvement or experiencing a true transformation. So let me take you step by step through the exact method my patients use every day, and that you can start tonight to do this safely, effectively, and with confidence. Here's the truth. One of the most common mistakes women make when trying natural remedies is treating them like a chore to get through quickly. But your body doesn't respond to rushing, especially not after 60. What it does respond to is intention, gentleness, and presence. And when it comes to using rosemary oil to restore circulation and awaken sensation, how you apply it matters just as much as the oil itself. This is the same process I've shared with dozens of women, including my own mother. Step 1. Prepare the oil properly. Essential oils are concentrated and must be diluted. Blend 3 to 5 drops of rosemary oil into a tablespoon of carrier oil, such as almond, coconut, or jojoba. Rub the mixture between your palms until it feels pleasantly warm, never hot. That warmth signals to your body that something nurturing is about to happen. Step 2. Create the right setting. Clean, relaxed skin absorbs best. After a warm bath is ideal because your pores are open and your muscles are softened. Find a comfortable position, lying down or sitting. Step 3. Apply with care. Start at the outer labia and gently massage the oil in slow, circular motions using your fingertips. Keep the pressure light. This isn't about force, but tenderness. Move around the vulva and over the clitoral hood. Only externally. The goal is to encourage fresh blood flow and reawaken sensitivity in the surface tissues. As you do this, breathe deeply. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Feel the warmth spreading beneath your touch. For many women, this is the first time in years they've connected with this part of themselves, not out of frustration or obligation, but as an act of healing. That shift alone is powerful. Do this once a day at first, preferably in the evening. Some women repeat it morning and night, especially in the first week. Each session only takes 5 to 7 minutes, but in those few minutes you're sending your body an important message. Asterisk, I'm here. I care. I haven't forgotten you. One of my patients, Susan, told me that after just 3 days, she felt something awaken, not only physically, but emotionally. I didn't realize how much I'd missed this kind of self-care, she said. It reminded me that I'm still a sensual woman. She was right. This isn't just a massage. It's communication. A message to your body, your nervous system, your femininity. And the results speak for themselves. But what actually happens over 7 days? Let me break it down for you, day by day. Day 1. More emotional than physical. You might not notice big changes yet, but reconnecting with this part of yourself feels different, like a door opening. One woman said, it wasn't the oil, it was realizing I'd stopped touching myself in a way that felt loving. Day 2 to 3. You may notice warmth tingling or a subtle buzz. That's blood flow returning, tissue becoming nourished, nerves waking up. Day 4, 5. Sensitivity and natural moisture often improve. Touch feels easier, softer, less irritating. You may notice pleasure returning where you thought it was gone forever. Day 6. Confidence begins to show, not just in private moments, but in the way you carry yourself. Women feel more alive, more grounded, and yes, others notice that energy too. Day 7, what I call the mirror moment. You'll realize this isn't just about oil. It's about attention, intention, and restoration. One 74-year-old told me, I thought that part of me was closed for good, but now it feels like mine again. That's just the beginning. 7 days opens a door, but you can go further. By adding a few more natural oils to rosemary, the results become even stronger and longer lasting. I'll show you exactly which 3 oils I recommend most, and why women who combine them often see the most dramatic transformations. Rosemary on its own is remarkable, but nature rarely works in isolation. Plants, like people, often bring out the best in each other when combined. Over the years, I've seen that pairing rosemary with a few other time-tested oils creates a more balanced, powerful effect. 1. Ginger oil. Yes, the same spice you cook with can awaken dormant tissues. Ginger naturally stimulates blood flow and creates a gentle warmth. When combined with rosemary, it adds a lively spark that women often describe as revitalizing. One of my patients, Margaret, called it her morning sunshine blend because it gave her body a vibrant, energized feeling. 2. Lavender oil. Most women think of lavender as just calming, but that's exactly why it's so important. Stress and tension, especially in the pelvic floor, are some of the biggest hidden blocks of sensation. Lavender relaxes both muscles and the nervous system, making it easier for your body to open and respond. 3. Geranium oil. For centuries, geranium has been known as a woman's ally. It helps balance hormones, soothe delicate tissues, and adds a nourishing, restorative touch with its light floral aroma. It doesn't just support physical renewal, it makes the experience beautiful. Here's the simple formula. 3 drops rosemary, 2 drops ginger, 1 drop lavender or geranium. Blend into 1 tablespoon of almond or coconut oil. Warm it gently in your palms, then apply using the same slow, circular massage method I shared earlier. You'll notice each oil contributes something unique: energy, relaxation, nourishment, and together, they create a fuller, more complete experience. Tonia's story. Rediscovering herself at 68. Tonia was a retired librarian from Vermont. Sharp, warm, endlessly kind. But when she sat down in my office, I could see the quiet exhaustion in her eyes. After some gentle conversation, she said softly, I still love my husband. I still feel desire in my heart. But my body, it doesn't respond anymore. There was no anger in her voice, just quiet resignation. She had tried everything. Hormone creams, lubricants, even therapy. Nothing had worked. So when I suggested rosemary oil, she was doubtful. Still, she decided to try. 4, 5 to 7 minutes each night after her bath. She followed the steps: oil massage, breathing, presence. At first, she admitted it felt strange, almost mechanical. But by day 4, she noticed something she hadn't felt in years. A gentle warmth, a softness where dryness and irritation used to be. By day 6, she looked in the mirror and said, Dr. Carmel, I saw a woman again. On day 7, she reached for her husband's hand in bed, and something shifted, not just in her body, but between them. He noticed the glow, the confidence, the quiet strength of a woman who had reconnected with herself. Brenda's story is not rare. It's just rarely told. Too many women assume this kind of renewal isn't possible for them. But it is. The biggest mistake women over 60 make. And this brings me to the hardest truth I see as a doctor. The biggest mistake women over 60 make is not physical. It's emotional. It's the slow, quiet decision to give up on themselves, to accept a smaller life, to believe intimacy, pleasure, and sensuality are for younger women, and that their bodies are closed for business. But here's the truth. The moment you stop caring for your sensual self, you disconnect from the very energy that keeps you alive, vibrant, and magnetic. This isn't about vanity. It's about presence, about looking in the mirror and seeing possibility instead of decline, about remembering that your body, your whole self, still matters, the invitation. So here's my invitation to you. Give yourself 7 days. Just 7 evenings of gentle care with rosemary oil or the blend, if you're ready. 5 to 7 minutes a day to breathe, to touch, to reconnect, not as a task, not as a fix, but as an act of love. Because when you do, something stirs, first softly, then more deeply. Your tissues respond, your confidence shifts, your energy returns, and suddenly, you're not just living older, you're living fully. 7 days opens a door. What you do beyond that is up to you. But I promise you this, it's never too late to reclaim yourself. Thank you for spending this time with us today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned and how you'll apply it in your life. Your comments inspire us to keep going. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to Elderly Health Tips and share. Your support makes it possible for us to continue creating content that informs and uplifts. We appreciate you watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.